What up, world? You on the mic with Mike, Mr. Mike, and this is Keep That Chair Spinning. Let's get it. What up, good people? As I said, this is Keep the Chair Spinning. This is just hopefully a podcast, man, geared to all our barbers out there in this industry, man. What a beautiful industry and a time it is to be a barber right now. So, this is hopefully geared to some of the barbers that are just trying to find their way, maybe just coming fresh out of barber school, or maybe just a stagnant barber that's been in the game for a few years and just can't figure out how to get over the hump. So, hopefully, I can give you guys and girls some information, man, that can get you over the hump. Me myself, as I said, I am Mr. Mike. I've been at it for about 10 years now. I love it. I've seen it come from a long way. You know, I sat many days at the barbershop when I first started out to being booked up, and you know, people just having a hard time getting in due to the busyness. But I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. You know, this is definitely where God brought me, and I'm thankful. But you know, it's we're just gonna keep it real simple as far as who you are. It's one of the main things is being able to define who you are when you're starting out in here. Your handle, your presentation is very important when you're coming about. You know, you don't have to think too hard when you're coming up. You know, first names is cool, all that good stuff. I know a couple people that love to try and get creative with it. You know, you got your tanks be chopping, you have your 360 Jeezy, blessed hands, gifted hands, all that. You know, that's cool. It's no knock. It's cool if that's what you want to run with, but you definitely need to make sure that when choosing a name that you want your customers to come back and call you, that is something professional. It's something that's memorable. It's something that they can rattle off at the drop of a dime to a friend of theirs, because that's, you know, one of the main things that I love about the business is no matter how many ads that you put out, no matter how many business cards that you do come up with, since the beginning of time in the barbering career, one of the main ways that you get repeat customers is strictly word of mouth. How you take care of your business inside that shop when that customer's in your chair for however long that service may be, anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour. um, what you give them is what's going to bring them back. It's what's going to send them out into the world when they're at the grocery store, the club, crawfish boils, whatever it may be. And they're, you know, somebody's going to see their haircut and be like, man, you need to go check him out. Like, the man puts out some good work. I promise you won't be disappointed. So it's a matter of being able to let them run your name back to them. Um, you know, depending on what type of customers you're dealing with or looking to deal with, you know, I wouldn't put a T Money on my name, or a Hustlin' Danny, anything like that. You know, you want to make sure it's something that they can simply run to their friends. You know, you always want to shoot for the stars, so you look at yourself to be possibly dealing with any CEOs, managers, you know what I mean, and things of that nature. You know, you don't want to just always deal with the bottom. I promise. Your chair and how it spins is a reflection of who you are. So carry yourself accordingly, and I promise that chair will keep on spinning. Again, you want to make sure that you can stand behind your name. You don't want to sit there and call yourself Ice Water, but every time you edge up, it's a rainbow edge up. So just be mindful, and when you're choosing your name and how you put yourself out there, you definitely need to be able to stand behind your name. Another important thing is you need to make sure that you treat every haircut as a job interview, because it's true. Again, what you put out, you need to make sure that it's going to last with that customer, it's going to stick with that customer, that customer is going to come back repeatedly. This isn't a one-time thing. It's not a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Like, you're looking to make sure this customer comes back to see you. So you need to treat this haircut as a job interview. That comes from how you talking to them, how you talking to the barbers around you. If you're on the phone the whole time, if you're texting the whole time, looking back, if you're trying to talk to your spouse or whatever, and y'all sitting there arguing, like, it matters to that customer in their chair. I promise, they're listening. Even though it may act like they sleep, they're listening. So you need to treat every haircut like it's a job interview, and And even with that being said, it's a matter of how you present yourself when you coming in. You know, are you sagging and bagging? Are your clothes too tight? Are they too loose? Are you smelling like you just came from fifth grade PE? Are you reeking of weed? You know, smelling like a scene off of How High? Um, you know, real quick, those that smoke the weed, that's cool, man. It is like there's no judgment, but you just need to be mindful. Not everybody does. You know, T Money may smoke some weed, and that's cool. Y'all can chop it up about that. But again, that CEO, he doesn't want to smell all that weed. She don't want to smell all that weed, and I promise she's not going to refer to someone to you if you coming in smelling like the dank. So, in reference to Stephen A, stay off the weed, man. At least while on the clock. Just be mindful. You know, it is definitely the small things. Make sure you put your deodorant on. You know, you want a shot of cologne, put a shot of cologne on. Don't think that you can drown out the weed smoke with a couple shots of cologne. But you know, make sure you're washing your hands, like all the stuff that you wouldn't think about, that you think you don't need to think about. Trust me, think about it. The dirt up under your nails, all that good stuff. Like, again, put yourself out there to the fullest, represent yourself to the fullest. That way people can be like, man, that's a stand-up person. Like, they take care of their business. You know, they gave me their full and undivided attention. Like, I appreciate that. Like, he's got my business, she's got my business. um, it's one of the things about the barbering industry, as I said, like, we are a staple of the community. You know, too many times people come in speaking with their barber, trying to find out what's good to eat around there. um, you know, what's a good idea for a date night around there, because so many times you have people that work out of town and they're just in town for the weekend or for the week, and so they don't really know what they do. They just want to go grab a bite to eat, they want to go get something to drink real quick, so they ask their barbers. I mean, you think about it, you end up spending what, 40 plus hours at the shop, so you got to know what's going on. I mean, you're looking at what, hopefully 10 people a day that sits in your chair. So you talk with other people, and you know, you find out where they're going as well. So it's good to be in the know. It's good to have that and build that rapport with your customers. Talk to everybody that's in your chair. Just don't be on your phone the whole time. Just don't have your ear pod in your ear, jamming out all day long. You know, speak with your customers. Like, they appreciate that more than you know. It ends up being a counseling session a lot of times, because the barber chair is so relaxing for the customer. They feel like they can finally come in and unwind. And again, you don't have to pry and ask them all the old weird questions, but you know, you can ask them what they got going on, and like I say, just build a rapport with them. Like, they appreciate it more than you know, I promise. Um, One of the things too is, like, you just need to be mindful, and understanding that your phone is you. It's definitely a part of you. You know, like I said, word of mouth is a big thing, but a business card is very cool too. I think it's a plus. I think it's a need. You can give them all your information, you know, as soon as they get out of the chair, and you kind of forcefully let them know, like, hey, this is how you can get in contact with me. Like, I look forward to seeing you again. I look forward to hearing you for the next haircut. If you need be, man, you can call me or text me. Like, that's what I've seen. So many people that just barbers that just don't treat their phone respectfully, like their business respectfully. You need to understand that when you're giving your card out and you're giving your number out, people are calling you for a haircut. Like, it's what it's about, right? Like, they're calling you for a haircut, so don't be like, you know, I'll call them back later, or I'll text them back later. I mean, of course, there's within boundaries. You know, you don't want to be up at 11 o'clock trying to answer a haircut for next Tuesday. Like, no, you're going to set your boundaries, but you also need to understand that if they're calling you between your business hours, whether it's 9 to 6 is your hours, and it's 11 o'clock, answer the call or get back to that text in a responsible manner. Like, just be mindful. But you also need to understand that your phone is your business. You know, social media is cool. Like, you can have all the Instagram pages that you want, all the Facebooks, all that you want. But one thing you just got to remember is that your social media pages, they get hacked time and time again. Your phone it does not get hacked. It may get lost if you're not disciplined and responsible enough, but for the most part, you're gonna keep that phone with you at all times. Today's society, how do we walk out the house? Of course, it's car keys, wallet, and your phone. So your phone is going to forever be with you. That's something that you need to make sure that you keep up to date. You know, but your social media pages, they can get hacked, man. Like, very simple. Um, so going to the business cards, like, you need to make sure that you are responsible to keep that phone number up to date, because you don't want to be handing out a business card and you're like, oh, hold on real quick, let me get a Sharpie, let me scratch out this old number. I ain't had that number in 2 years. If you ain't had it in 2 years, then why do you still have this business card with that number on it? Let me tell you, it's not a good look, it's not professional, it's just, it's dirty. Like, keep your phone numbers up to date, keep that phone with you, answer your calls at a respectful time, and get back to them in a respectful time. um, because social media, it really does, it gets hacked too much, and you end up wasting too much time on there. Like, you can't tell you how many times, like, you just get lost scrolling. Like, make use of your time, you know, keep them directed to the phone line. um, or your booking link for those that have a booking link. I know many that's starting out, or some shops may not have the booking link, and you know, that's cool too. But that's why your phone number is going to be up to date. It's going to be intact. You're going to pretty much live with it. As I mentioned, business cards. I do appreciate the business card aspect. It's something to definitely go for, especially when you're just starting out. If you're trying to get up out of that garage cutting scene and you're working your way into a shop, if you're in there with a couple veterans, you know, it happens. Like, get you some business cards. It's cool. It's a way for you to uh, get going. So what you can do is Vistaprint right now, VISTA Print. They have gloss double-sided business cards right now, with the logo and text. They got 100 cards for $18. They also have the QR code for $31. Now, the QR code, if you're not aware of, it's just simply like a barcode on the back of the cards. It will it can have your booking link synced to it, so they can hit it with their camera, pull it right up, and boom, you know, it takes out a lot of different steps, and it's cool. So that's Vista Prints. Again, they got 100 cards for $18, and they have the cards, 100 cards with the QR code for $31. Staples right now, they have the double-sided cards. They have 160 cards for $17.99. Now, the only thing with them is they don't have a QR code. Again, it's not a big deal. It's not a make or break situation, but it's just something to think about. Office Depot as well, they have double-sided cards. They have cards for 120 cards for $17.99. So they don't have the QR code either. Something to think about. Again, it's not a deal breaker, but if you are kind of registered already, you're at a shop that has a QR or a booking link, I'm sorry, this is something that you can do is, you know, go get that added to your cards. That way they can hit it with the camera or pull them right up. You know, one of the main things that you need to understand too is that there's 1,000 barbershops between you and the next barber, or should I say your customer. So they're coming to you for a reason. You know, you need to do your part, do your job, and make sure that you're on it. Like, they're coming for you if you're taking care of your business. You know, that's the name of the game, right? To keep the chair spinning. So you want to stay on your game, take care of your business, treat your customers properly. Don't come in smelling like fifth grade, and don't come in smelling like backwoods. Like, it's just not, it's not how you're gonna do it respectfully. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Like I say, I know some cats, I know some shops that's what they do. But again, how you step out, how you represent yourself is the same customers you're gonna bring back. If you cool with that, staying up, having to cut hair 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, drinking and smoking in the shop, then that's cool. But you know, if you're really trying to get your good name going and thriving in this industry, take care of your business, man. Choose your shops wisely, choose your name wisely, and just watch how you handle your customers. Treat every job, every haircut as a job. You know, just put your all your best foot forward, man, and I promise things will open up for you. Um, but just remember that there are 1,000 barbershops between you and the next one. So make sure that that customer comes back to you. Make sure you're taking care of your business. Then they come back to see you. Um, I mean, that's really all I got for a first one, man. I appreciate you guys listening out and giving me a shot.